Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I have uploaded any videos on this channel, but here I am now, and in this video I'm going to show you my secret guide that made me over 10k within a year. That was the email design, or you can say email marketing category. So in this video we are going to learn how we can create a email design using Figma. Then we can convert this design into a HTML without zero coding knowledge, and by watching these videos you can make a good career out of email marketing. And I know on the YouTube platform, I guess there is no one show the step-by-step process how to make a career out of email marketing. Email marketing basically means a good email design with the best reach out strategies. So in this video, the first part will be how to design a HTML template using Figma. Then we will create the Figma design as a HTML template without zero coding knowledge.
Okay, so here on the Figma draft page, and we gave it a name like real estate email design. On this page, we are going to design or create the HTML template. And before start, I'll like to show you about the content and the images that we have. I have these images for the template, some icons for the social, and some buttons. We're going to create buttons in the Figma, so I'll not use that one. And we have the contents here. So this is the contents about the template. So this is the body section. Then it will be a call to action button, some headings, descriptions, then images and icons for specs or track records, and then a call to action section about contact information, and at last there will be a footer. Okay, so let's get into Figma and start designing it. First of all, we are on the Figma page. Now we are going to create a frame. You can create a frame by click this here, or you can click your F key on your keyboard like me. I'll click F and it will select the frame, and we are going to drag a frame here. This is the most important thing here, because while creating an email, it will be a fixed width, something like 600. So 600 is the default width of the email design. We can't use different widths. We need to make sure that the email width is between 600 to 800. And for this email design, height doesn't matter. You can set the frame height to any pixels you want. I'll just keep it that here. The most important thing is the email width. Let's give it a name like email draft and start in this frame. Now we are going to create a rectangle for the top section and drag the rectangle inside the frame. Make sure the rectangle width is 600, and change the color to black. For now, we are going to import the images on here. We are going to import the logo first, and then we are going to import the images one by one. So this is the logo, and we are going to drag the logo into our frame, and make sure we are going to use recommended colors or brand colors. I'll import the brand colors from the page. These two will be our brand colors. This is for background and this is for header and text. The text font will be Montserrat for the heading and the description. Let's recolor this rectangle for our email. I'm going to copy the color code from the top color here. I just click I on my keyboard and clone the color to my rectangle. We are going to resize the logo, something like this one. I guess little bit. We are going to keep the logo same as 350. The height is about 780. Okay. Now we are going to insert an image. So I am going to create another rectangle inside the frame, something this side, and we are going to put the image inside the rectangle by masking it. So let's copy our image. We are going to bring the image into our frame, and we are going to select the rectangle, then the header image, and click on use as a mask, so it will fit on the rectangle, right? So it's now adjusted to the rectangle as a mask, and we can use it any size just as our rectangle that we created. So this will be our header image for the email design, and we can keep the logo at the top. So we added our image on the first section, and it's time to add some text on the email. Now we are going to create another rectangle here inside the frame, and we're going to keep it black and import our text here. So let's paste out text from here, just copying it and paste it here. We're going to make it 32, and we're going to keep it white, and we're going to also change the font to non-serif, semi-bold. Yes. And make sure the text or heading is aligned to the center. Now it's time to add the descriptions. I'm going to increase the height of this rectangle long enough to fit the text here. I'm going to copy the text and paste it here. We are going to paste it here. Click Ctrl Z on your keyboard to undo it, and we are going to add a text here, and then we are going to keep it like 16. Then paste our text, also keep it regular, and adjust the text size into frame. We are going to reduce the text size into 14, and that will be best for the design. We need to create a layout grid to make sure it's aligned and all the spaces are good enough and all the things looks professional and aligned with everything else. So we need to create a layout grid for keep it aligned with everything else, so it will look professional. So we are going to use a grid calculator for the design to make a layout grid. You can search on Google like grid calculator. It will be best to use to make any grid. So our max width is 600. We'll keep the gutter width 20, margin width 20, and column will be 2 columns. So our column width will be 270. Let's click on the layout grid here and go to the columns. Then the column will be 2. Keep it center. The width will be 270 as the calculator shows us, and the gutter width will be 20. The grade we are looking is 270 each side, and the margins and the gutter is 20 pixels. Now we are going to create another grid. Disable this one, create a 3 column grid for the email design because we need it later. Not 3, let's keep it 4 so we can use it more. The column width will be 120 pixels, and then column count is 4, then center 120 pixels. Now we are going to disable the growth grid and use the 2 column for keeping the text aligned with the margins. Okay. and we're going to increase the height of this rectangle so it will fit, and also the text aligning to I'll set it to center so it will look more good. Now we are going to create a call to action button for user to click and redirect to a website or any contact page. So we're going to create a rectangle here and set the rectangle color to gray, and the border radius will be like 4. Now let's add a call to action text. So let's select the text and type, and there will be an arrow button here. We're going to change the font size to 16. Then we're going to create an arrow by clicking the arrow icon, and we're going to create it. Press shift for make it level, and we're going to resize the arrow something like this one, and to keep it outline as 1 so it will look more sleek. Then we are going to increase the distance between the text and the icon 10 pixels. So we're going to select these two and create a group by controlling Ctrl+G, and it will set as a group. And we're going to also keep these two as a group, so we'll rename it as a button. So we'll rename it as a button here. Our button is ready and we are good to go. We created our first sections here. Let's organize all of that and create a frame and give a name like. Now create our middle section here. So we are going to increase the height of the frame, creates headings and descriptions. Again, we are going to keep the heading the color that we chose from here. We are going to copy the text by clicking Alt on your keyboard and drag the text section down. We can't see it because it's saying white. We're going to change the color to black so we are seeing it, and also keep the distance or padding between these two like 20 pixels so it will look professional. Now we're going to add some images, and for adding images I guess we are going to create rectangles here. This will be like 2 rectangles align with our grid. Import our images. These are the images that I chose, so we're going to bring it here and resize the image. Let's bring this one first. Let's see how it goes. Actually we don't need the rectangles because the images are resized as well. We just keep to drag the images. If you don't want to use any rectangle and as a max, you can use it by resizing the image without creating a mask by create Ctrl and drag the mouse so it will cut out exactly with your column grids. Now we are going to add the images. We want to make sure the image's height is same as this one so it will look good. We're going to select the images and keep it in the and we're going to select the both images and resize it by clicking shift on your keyboard and keep it between the columns, and also make sure that you are within the column, not extend the images after the margin, so keep it something like that. We are going to do the same for the other images. I'm just making sure that everything is in the grid. We don't any extra thing shows outside the grid. Looks good. Now it's time to create the icons. It's now time to add the icons, and we have the text from here. Before move to the next section, we are going to replace the text. We're going to paste the text here. Keep it aligned with the middle. I'm going to create a group of these images, so you can always select it or as once. Now it's time to add the icons. So we're going to use the 4-column grid. For that, disable the 2 columns. Before adding image, we're going to create some rectangles here. Keep the width something like 4 or 5. Set the color to this one. Now let's input the icons. You can create icons or generate icons. There are similar websites on Google. You can use it to create or collect icons. I already have my icons, so I'm going to use this. So this will be icon and the track records or specs about the things. To change the text and to keep it middle align. Now we're going to resize the images icons to like 54, and we're going to add the images here. Make sure it's well aligned, and by doing that, it's good to go. Now we'll just speed up and create the other icons with the text as well. So we created our icons, and this is how it looks. Really good, looking good here. And now we are completed our middle section. We are going to select all those and group it or create it as a frame info. Now it's time to create the call to action section. Let's add a rectangle inside the frame and set the background color as the dark blue that we had. We are going to copy the logo again to keep it on the CTS section and make it larger. It will look something like this, and we are going to add some text. Copy the heading from this one and drag it here to keep that as white, and we need to paste and we're going to use the different text size, something like 24 pixel, and to keep it savable. We're going to keep it 32. After the logo, I decided to put a line here. For that, we're going to use 2 column to match the divider. So we can keep it something like 450 and align it with the mirror. And here color it the blue and with the white aligned, something like this one. We're going to change the color, repeat this one, then keep the heading in middle, then add the text. And now we're going to copy the button and enable the 2 column here. Keep the logo aligned, button aligned. There will be another WhatsApp button here, so it will going to resize the image so it matches with our button. Now we're going to add the text, paste it, keep it middle aligned, and the buttons here, just copy the button and bring it here on that section. Let's just rectangle, keep it something like this. It's time to add the footer section here. Select all those and create this as a frame. Now it's time to create the footer section. Now we are going to add another rectangle here, and we will set this background as this same color, and we are add the social icons for the footer and also the footer text information. Let's duplicate the text here and paste it here, and raise the size to 10. Let's bring it down and add the icons. These are the social icons, and we're going to bring it here, and we're going to organize the icons, and we're going to select all the icons. I created these icons as auto layout, so we have full control in the margins, spacings and sizes. Let's keep the size at 48 pixels, or you can just reduce the size into 48, and we're going to keep it middle aligned. The text as we're going to lock the background for now by clicking Ctrl Shift L, so it will lock. Let's fix the spacings here and count the rectangle and keep it something like here. We're going to hold this as a frame and to give a name like footer. So we successfully created a email template on Figma, and let's preview this template. We successfully created a custom email design using Figma. This is our email design. Now in next video, I'll show you how to convert this template into HTML. It will be more fun to create a HTML template based on our Figma design.